So I'll start this video off with the admission and statement that I am part of the problem, so to speak. If short form content is indeed an experiment, I'm on the side of the scientists right now, right? I'm uploading my own short form stuff on different Instagram platforms and TikTok, and this is what you gotta do to make it in some industries, including my own. But at the same time, you get the feeling that we are contributing a little bit to an experiment, and it's not always the greatest one. And the reason I think short form content is such an experiment is because we're seeing just kind of the worst things get blended into it, and it's really just becoming this weird thing now where it used to be maybe a short way to get information, a short way to get something across to you in a video, but now there's a lot of different things that go into it, including AI generated content. And this is probably the first red flag of short form for me, is this weird AI race that we have now. First of all, there's a lot of like fake videos and stuff that are just kind of put in these compilations where people can watch it, and it's always something that isn't really informative or important at all. And when you see it, it's usually like a man on a doorbell getting swept away by a tornado and he's like 500 pounds. And I'll just see people watch it and they go on and waste a lot of time watching that kind of content. And it's like, is this really good for us? Do we really need that? And it's kind of an experiment on a lot of people, it feels like, because it's an experiment of the attention span, the dopamine hits on people, and you get the feeling it's not the greatest. And speaking of generated content, another way that it also plays out is people are putting random, like, I don't know if this is necessarily AI, but they put the layover stuff on any short, like be it TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. People put these weird layover gaming videos on top of like a clip to just cash in, and it's the same thing with the AI generated short form videos. In fact, that's also been a thing. Speaking of cashing in, people create fake AI women and stuff and take advantage of lonely men to make money on it. And it's the same thing with, you take a popular clip, you add like a Minecraft, somebody mining in Minecraft or something like that, or they're playing Farming Simulator. I've seen Farming Simulator put on a Dave Ramsey clip, and it just ruins the clip, and it's just another way to basically steal the content, get monetized, cash out by taking advantage of people's dopamine and attention span, putting on some weird retention gaining gaming video, and it's just completely terrible, I think, for people's brain. And it's the definition of the brain rot, as you would say. But just watching that, it's just hard to wrap my head around what's going on, especially on the videos like that. There's some short form videos too that could be informative. It could be kind of an important topic like that, financial advice, to give somebody some kind of useful information. What could be 30 seconds could be a big deal, but to kind of undermine it with weird content at the same time just to make money on it as well, it's just not a good thing we have going there. And especially with TikTok now, I do feel like short form content's become a lot about people and really what they're up to on a daily basis, which to me, it's not the worst advent of short form, but it just does give you kind of this weird glimpse into everybody's life. And I say it's like a science experiment because we're only really seeing whatever that they want to show you, but you kind of get this perception of things are really great or bad depending on what you see, and it always makes you feel some type of way. It definitely influences you when you go see somebody at 21, maybe they have a house or something, they have their life totally figured out, they're making a lot more money than you. You just wonder, how did this happen? Why am I not here? Because you see that little 45 seconds in time, the day in the life. Or on another note, somebody's like, here's this crazy day where I got all this stuff done. You're like, why can't I do that? At the end of the day, that's the only day that we see from them. One aspect as well is that with short form content, what's really crazy is that all these algorithms are designed to obviously keep you on the platform, keep you engaged for longer. So they just feed whatever it is you want to watch, and they continue to show it to you. And those algorithms are very smart. I'll notice for me, like one content that I'll really just binge watch is like people that do comedy skits on like Instagram Reels, maybe TikTok. I really don't use TikTok a ton, but I mean, they just continue to flood them out there, and you'll sit there like you'll be, I don't know, doing something unimportant. Maybe you are on the toilet or something like that, but you'll spend 20 minutes more than you should have been there because you're just watching somebody make a comedy skit and you just keep binging those videos because they're funny and it's interactive. But at the same time, it is crazy how long and how good these algorithms are at keeping you on the platform, how long they'll keep you there to continue to watch this content and engage with it. And touching a little bit on YouTube Shorts, it's not that YouTube Shorts to me is much different than something like Instagram Reels or maybe even TikTok in terms of what the content is. But even with YouTube, it's a little bit strange because there is the long form option for these videos. So then, it kind of becomes this thing about what is YouTube trying to push, because for a lot of different channels, what you'll see is that if you're great at long form, you can't really be great at short form on the same channel. And that's just something that stands out to me because basically the algorithm tends to feed you way better results if you're, let's say, getting millions of views on short form, but then you try to upload a long form, that one might get like 4K. And it's you see that all the time on channels, maybe some that are really established. From what I've seen, maybe you already had millions of subscribers before they ever even had YouTube Shorts or something like that. You can kind of succeed cross-dipping, but for the most part, it feels like you got to be great at one or the other. And I think that does push doing more short-form content if you're already uploading YouTube Shorts and you can't really cross over. And so then that just breeds more creativity into that. So this whole thing, just all these different platforms that I commonly think of that give you access to these short clips, it feels like just an experiment of your attention span and your dopamine, because they constantly obviously are looking to give you more and more of it. It is totally derived to fit whatever it is you're interested in. A lot of it ends up being not that important at the end of the day, and what's rewarded too is stuff that obviously doesn't give you that educational value or anything like that, where it's really something that you can take away from. Or even if there is that, now there's a threat of it being undermined by, let's say, a gaming clip or something just to keep you on the video. So I don't know, guys. I mean, short form content, this video could have been a little more organized for sure, I believe, but it just feels like a running science experiment, and I don't know when it's going to end or there's going to be a breaking point in terms of people going to a different content, because the weird race about it is how much more can you continue to cut it down, the clips down, to meet people's attention spans. That's really the experiment to me. It's like, how far down can you go? Like, how short can the clip be to continue to get good retention and good people watching and staying engaged with your content? Because you can keep making things longer, but you kind of can't really keep making them shorter because eventually you're going to hit zero. But let me know where you guys are on this. I've never seen more engagement, by the way, on a video of mine than in the last one. That one we talked about alcohol. I really enjoyed going back and replying to each of your guys' comments about alcohol and those other vices mentioned in the video. Also, let me know if you'd be interested in a Discord for this channel. I think I'm going to maybe get out one of those and get it started. Possibly, we'll see based off the community feedback. I think I'm going to make a post on that. But guys, that's enough yapping for the day. Hope you have a good day or night, and I'll talk to you in the next video.